So I was talking to a fleet manager last week, and he was telling me that on some of these big shutdown jobs, they literally have one guy whose entire sole job is just driving around in a truck with a fuel tank, refilling diesel compressors all day. Just endless fuel runs.
Refilling diesel. Wait, seriously? One entire person just dedicated to keeping the things fed? That sounds incredibly tedious, not to mention the cost of it.
Oh, the math is honestly brutal. Think about it. A big 1500 CFM diesel compressor burns, what, maybe 24 gallons of diesel an hour? At $5 a gallon, you are looking at $2,880 a day. Just in fuel. Per machine.
2,880 a day? Wow. Okay, that is a massive number, especially when you compare it to running an electric unit. I mean, even at 10 cents a kilowatt hour, an electric machine of the same size is only going to cost around $700 a day to run. That is over $2,000 in savings, Jason, every single day.
Exactly. And that is before you even touch the maintenance headaches. No diesel engine means no fuel filters. No oil changes on the engine side. No diesel exhaust fluid. None of that. It is why the rental market is absolutely turning on its head right now. There is this huge pivot happening.
Right. And you can see it in the data. The global industrial air compressor rental market is projected to hit $10.8 billion by 2033. $10.8 billion. And get this, portable compressors make up over 65% of that revenue. So the demand is definitely shifting away from those noisy, smoky diesel boxes.
Well, it makes sense. Plants have these massive operational excellence programs now, right? They want cleaner, quieter, more efficient systems. But historically, if you needed temporary high-capacity air, you basically had to take the diesel option. There just was not a reliable electric portable that could actually keep up with industrial demand.
Because people are used to the reliability of permanent, stationary rotary screw air compressors inside the plant, right? They expect that same heavy-duty, continuous-duty cycle, but they need it on wheels so they can wheel it in for a maintenance shutdown or an emergency backup.
Right, but you couldn't just stick a standard plant compressor on a trailer and drag it outside into a muddy, dusty rental yard. The electronics would melt, or the VSD would clog up with abrasive dust in about 5 minutes. So the engineers had to find a way to make these electric portables actually survive the real world.
So, okay, how did they actually solve that? Because a variable speed drive, a VSD, is incredibly sensitive to dust and heat, right? How do you keep it from clogging up in a dirty industrial environment?
This is the really cool part. Instead of relying on standard air cooling for the electronics, these new generation machines use a closed-loop liquid cooling system. Basically, they run glycol through the motor and the VSD. It isolates the critical electrical components completely from the outside airstream.
Oh, so the dusty, dirty outside air never actually touches the sensitive bits of the drive? It is sealed up, and the glycol loop carries the heat away to an oversized radiator?
Exactly. And because it is liquid cooled, you can run it in a NEMA 4 environment, which means it is rated for windblown dust, rain, water spray. You can park it outdoors in a New England winter or a Texas summer, and it just runs. No nuisance thermal trips.
NEMA 4 is huge for rental companies. It means they do not have to worry about where the customer is placing the unit. But what about the pressure ranges? Usually with diesel, you have to rent a specific machine for high pressure and a different one for low pressure, right?
Usually, yes. But with a liquid-cooled VSD, you get this massive operating range. Take a typical 900 CFM unit. It can dial in anywhere from 80 psi all the way up to 190 psi. That covers almost every industrial application you can think of. So instead of a rental company stocking 5 different diesel models, they can keep just a handful of these electrics and cover the same exact range of flows and pressures.
That is a total game changer for utilization rates. They need fewer machines in their fleet to meet the same customer demands. And for the customer, it is just, you plug it into their existing 3-phase power. connect the airline, and you are done. No diesel fumes next to the air intake.
Yeah, and they are quiet too. Under 76 decibels, which is like, what, a household vacuum cleaner? Compare that to a screaming diesel engine. It completely changes the environment on a job site.
Wait, what about sites that do not have easy access to three-phase power? Is there an option for them, or are they still stuck with diesel?
Well, there is actually a pretty wild frontier opening up with battery-powered portables now. They are starting to use lithium iron phosphate batteries, the same heavy-duty stuff you find in forklifts, combined with permanent magnet motors.
Lithium iron phosphate. So you can charge it up and run it completely cord-free? How much runtime are we talking about?
You get about a 2-hour charge time, which gives you roughly 3.5 hours of runtime depending on the pressure. And since it uses a permanent magnet motor, the efficiency is off the charts. It is perfect for smaller point-of-use jobs where you need clean, quiet, temporary air, but you do not want to run cables or burn fuel.
It really feels like we are seeing the end of the diesel-only era for portable air. The tech has finally caught up to what the industry actually needs. Well, I think that is a wrap for today. Thanks for the breakdown, Jason.
Anytime, Lisa. Talk to you next time.